Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, we are taking a look at some fun stuff. That's right. I found the internet's burning questions about Harold and fraud here, Hank and Skank. We are going to take a look at what people are asking, what people are answering, and have some laughs along the way and get pretty fired up because, yeah, we talk about all things wrong with Harold and fraud. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to get into this episode with you. Just a side note, this is Coronation Week. Yay, I'm so excited. I hear you loud and clear. Lots of people asking for coronation stuff. We are headed there very soon. Yay. So you will see stuff on the channel coming up about coronation. In the meantime, I'm recording things like this because some people still want to see Harry and Meghan, but I hear both sides there. I'll be bringing you both. Don't you worry. I'm just so excited for this week, and I can't thank you enough for being here. I thought this was a great question. What doesn't make sense to you about Meghan, Duchess of Sussex? From all outward appearances, she never once even attempted to become a part of the royal family, to learn protocol, royal etiquette, or rules of court. That from the outset, she never had any intention of becoming truly royal. That her plan was always to marry Harry, keep her career, and live in the United States. I'm aghast at such behavior, the sheer lack of respect and deference for Her Majesty and for centuries of tradition. Not only shocks me, it makes me very angry. Ding, 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 we have a winner. That person so perfectly sums up exactly how I feel about her. She didn't even try. She didn't care to try. She had this plan all along. She didn't want to fit in, as suggested by every book we've read, everything we've seen from her. Look at the picture on the screen here. She didn't care. She didn't try. She was rude. She was disrespectful. I could go on and on. You know where I'm going with this. But once she decided the victim thing would pay well, then that's what she latched onto, and that was that. It's just completely astonishing to me that somebody who has so many reports of being the bully out there continues to try to play victim. What is Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, like in real life? Ooh, starting out of the gate with a big one. I would say that this picture gives us a lot of information that we probably need to know about her. Seriously, though, if you just look at the pictures, she always looks like this and he always looks miserable. I'd say that tells you a lot right there. So this person responds, I think that woman's wedding guest list is all anyone needs to form a reasonable opinion of her. No family, no friends, nobody except famous strangers. No one has anything positive to say. It's hard to imagine H just being the man he is today if he had taken advice from her past cast-offs and former loved ones. I think this person makes such good points. That occupies so much space in my brain thinking about that. How weird was it? Seriously, only her mother. No friends, no family, right? I mean, you could argue that maybe Serena was a friend and, but mostly no friends, no family. Just celebrities. That should tell you everything you need to know right there. I may have read this one before, don't care. This is one of my favorite things ever. You ready? She's the female version of Jussie Smollett. He told his lie about something that happened one night. Meghan is telling her lies over a period of years. Oh my God, that's so good. Meghan Markle is an egomaniac with strong narcissistic traits who can be charming to people who don't know her well. Meghan only charms people she views as someone that she can use to get the fame, jobs, or the money she so greatly desires. Not only does Meghan desire fame, she believes she deserves fame, with hundreds of millions in her bank account, and the masses groveling in fervor at her feet, licking her boots in addled adoration. That's quite the imagery, but yeah, I can't disagree with anything that person says. I go back to the messy, which shows me a lack of caring on her part, but also think about the outfits. Again, this takes up too much space in my brain. Think about all the horrible outfits that we all, enjoy a laugh at. That to me tells me that no one's advisement, opinions, anything matters any to her. If she decides something is right, that's it. No listening to anybody else, no nothing. And then we get looks like that. You know what I mean? It just, to me, again, it says that I won't take anybody's advice. I know best always, all the time. Whereas most of us, if we were thrust into a situation like that, and, we've heard stories of how the palace tried to give her help and tried to give her all these people to advise her. And she's like, no, I got Harry. So yeah, that didn't work out too well. What is Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, like in real life? This person, they're very succinct. They write a vile piece of shit. So this person asks, is real life unfair to Meghan? And then somebody answers, it's so unfair, and shared this picture. You guys, I mean, so unfair. She's so mistreated. They definitely didn't welcome her or roll out the carriages for her or spend an insane amount on this spectacle for her, but she was mistreated. Don't worry, she'll remind us of this a lot. This person asks, what are the least decent things about Meghan Markle? So this person answers, anything she says or does manages to be indecent in one way or another. I would place Meghan's disgustingly arrogant mock curtsy, totally agree, as the single most indecent and ignorant insult of Queen Elizabeth ever seen across the world as she giggled with pride. She's a disgrace to every decent American, and now she's reaping her own humiliation as a cartoon puppet in South Park. Karma. Bingo. So well said, so well explained. I made a video on that mock curtsy and how awful she is and how rude and disrespectful. And yet she thought she was the funniest thing ever. No, it's not funny. It's not clever. It's not anything. And her idiot husband just sat there and stared at her. Yeah, he flashed anger for a minute, but he did nothing. So he's just as guilty as she is. And to put Her Majesty the Queen and everybody else through that is no. She's a terrible person. Should Meghan still be the Duchess of Sussex? Answer, absolutely, positively, unequivocally, no, she should not. She was a fraud when she was engaged. She was a fraud when she was married. She's still a fraud using a title in the United States. I'm sorry, which marriage are we talking about? Because there's been a couple. Ooh, no, but seriously, she is a fraud. I totally agree. I never Googled the royal family. Bullshit. Never Googled Harry. Bullshit. Yes, you did. We saw right through you. She thought we were all stupid. But no, you're a fraud. I mean, it started that way. It continued that way. And now look where we are. Continuing to be a fraud. What do you think is Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, most positive contribution to the royal family? Answer, leaving. Yeah, I would say leaving and taking that idiot Ginger with her, probably. What is the Meghan like in real life? Answer, a nasty piece of work. This person answers, a real tart, common as hell. Do you think Meghan Markle is rude? Yes, Markle is rude and ignorant and a liar. I go to think about everybody pretty much that she's come in contact with, whether it's people she's worked with, whether people that have worked for her, family members, you name it. Most of them have terrible things to say about her, and I just don't think, I understand that there's always going to be one or two people when somebody's famous to come forward and say, yeah, they're a bitch, whatever. This is different. So many people have come forward with very similar stories. I just don't know how some people, I know we don't, but how some people ignore that. All right, I couldn't leave out this bozo and not talk about him, so let's look at some questions about him. What is Prince Harry really like? Oh, goodness. Answer. This is anecdotal, but a friend of mine's father worked for some years as a royal protection officer to Charles and his family when Harry was growing up. Apparently, Harry, in his words, is, quote, an absolute shit. Well, same thing I said about Meghan. There's so many stories out there about him being an absolute shit and an angry little prick. And I think if enough people have the same story, I would say, yeah, it's probably true. Really feel like that the palace helped hide it for a long time. How how awful he is as well, how miserable, I guess is the word. And then now that he's been speaking up more and writing stupid books and crayon and stuff, we can see it more clearly. This person says, I used to be quite a big fan. I thought he was a nice guy and felt bad for him until recently, that is. Turns out Harry stole money from charity. What? This is alleged. This is somebody online. You got to take it with a grain of salt, but let's see what they say. Okay, so this person says, I couldn't believe the headlines when the news came out. I got angry thinking it must be some tabloid running a horrible hit piece against him. But after reading in depth about what he did from several charitable news sources, I was finally convinced and very, very disappointed. It turns out Prince Harry, quote, transferred about $200,000 from one of his nonprofit charities he ran into his own company, Travelist, which is a for-profit company. I haven't heard of that. Are you guys aware of this? Though Harry and his company claim this is legal, it's absolutely 100% theft. I don't care if it is legal. I don't care that the technical term is transferred funds and not theft. He took money donated to one charity and put it in his private company's bank account. That is theft. And the worst part is that he's rich, he's famous, he's connected enough to get away with it. Harry and his PR team made sure that everyone has forgotten about it already. Even now, the story is forgotten as people panic. Okay, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, it's just people panic about other stuff. Are you guys familiar with this? I honestly have not heard this story. Have you heard of this? I'm very curious. I'd like to know your thoughts. I have my own thoughts on Archewell. It gets tricky to talk about because, they're very Sue happy. But I can tell you my opinion is some shit's going on there. Why else would they start in Delaware, right? Yeah, lots going on there. I'd really like to get into that. And I know that I saw all your comments. I know that France just did some sort of investigation into it. I still haven't had time to look at that. I need to take a look. But I'm very curious to see what they found. But, I'm very interested in this. Does anybody know about this? Let me know in the comments. How do you feel about Prince Harry? Answer. Personally, I feel he hasn't got the sense he was born with. Same. I struggle with him. I think because I did like him for a long time, and I like Diana too, and of course I love William. So I think sometimes I accidentally, unconscious bias, I give him a pass. Not a full pass, but I'm saying maybe I'm less hard on him. But then I learned things. I learned things about how he treated his grandmother, how he threw around these, racist claims and things and threatened people. And I think, no, he's a prick. He deserves everything he's getting. And I mean, he sucks. I don't know what else to say. Prince Harry sucks. Very eloquent, I know. No, but seriously, I don't feel bad for him anymore. I don't. He's a grown man. He did this to himself. Those two can enjoy the hell of their own making. And finally, why is Prince Harry always looking miserable? Answer. Life with migraine is clearly not fun. Yeah, I do think it's some of that, but I also think he's a miserable prick. We saw in his book Spare that he carries around grievances from when he was 8, whatever. He's always kept score and feels like life's not fair. As ridiculous as that sounds for somebody from a royal family, my God. But just no self-awareness, none of that. No. I think he'll just always be in a miserable bubble, I guess is the word. I don't know. Anyway, guys, this was a lot of fun. I enjoy going through these questions. I enjoy answering these questions. I enjoy reading other people's answers to these questions. Feel free to leave me your answers to these questions. I appreciate it so much. I'm so excited for this week. I hope you can hear it in my voice. Going to coronation. So as I keep saying, I'm going to have lots of content coming out. I have regular content coming out, my normal Harry and Meghan stuff. I have some coronation content coming out. Of course, when we get there, we'll film as much as we can. What else? I have, I don't know, lots of stuff, lots of cringe, lots of stuff. So check back lots. I'm just so excited you're here. I can't thank you enough. If you want to further support the show, definitely check out my merch. I have Make It Make Sense. I have recollections may vary. Oh, I also have in a world full of Meghan's be a Catherine. So check that out. Also, if you want to further support, check out Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where we do bonus episodes, deep dives, stuff like that. Definitely lots of Hank and Skank material. We're putting out stuff like seriously every 2 to 3 days over there. So check that out. It's a fun group. And I will talk to you again soon. Take care, stay healthy, and have the best week. Okay, bye-bye.